Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Do Sue. I've come on today to do episode 43 of Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge, hashtag CW Planner 43. Now, we're getting a bit chunky all these weeks, so this is the page I've prepared, and the 5 prompts and the bonus are something that represents spring, something ornate, a shoe, something stenciled, a tea bag cover, and the bonus is a photograph or portion of a photograph. So I think I'm going to try and use all of those today. If I leave one off, I think it might be the tea bag cover. I'm not sure. So I'll show you what I found. Okay, something that represents spring. This is a fussy cut out of a page from the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and it's daffodils, and they always represent spring to me. And then something ornate, I found a little black and white, very ornate little clutch bag or purse. It's got a very ornate piece along the top, and it's obviously embroidered. And to go with that, I've also found a little black and white shoe. It's like a T-bar shoe with a bow on, quite a high heel. So it's quite a modern shoe, I'd say. Judging by the height of the heel, I'd say it was probably about 70s, 80s. I'm not too sure. But I remember having a pair similar when I was in my 20s, really, for work. They're the good old days. Something stenciled. Well, I'm going to use the black archival ink, and I'm going to use this kind of floral stencil in the background. So I'm going to do the whole background in that first of all. The tea bag cover is this pucker tea. It's turmeric gold. I just cannot get on with herbal teas. I've tried so many. Only ones I can stomach are peppermint and chamomile. So I kept this tea bag to actually dye some paper with. So I've gently cut this open, and I've taken the tea bag out to save that. It does smell nice, but they always smell lovely, but I just don't like the taste of them in the cup. So I thought that yellow might go with that. And the bonus is a photograph, a portion of a photograph. So I've cut this out of this lovely book here. This is called The Countrywoman's Journal by Margaret Shaw, and it's unusual in that it's portrait style. So when you lift it up, you've got all of her handwriting and her little watercolour sketches for different parts. So it all dates back to the 1920s, so very, very pretty, and I like it. So what I've done is I've cut out the photograph of her. So this is Margarete Shaw. So look at her in that beautiful hair up high, and what they used to call a top knot, I think, and the clothing, and it's sepia, so that's very nice. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to stencil this as best we can, bearing in mind that we've got this hump now here. So I've got my big brush, and I thought if I do it in the black, it will show up very nicely in the background. So I don't use it that often. So let's have a go and see, and hope we don't ruin the page. But if we do, we can just stick something over the top. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to go fairly lightly to start with. This archival ink, this one is jet black, but you can actually see hints of purpley blue grey tones, so it's quite unusual. So I'm only going over it, as I say, lightly for me. You know what I'm like. Sometimes I do go a bit heavy-handed, so we'll just match that back up and hold this down. We're sticking things over the top of it anyway. So if anything, the edges need to be a bit more emphasised. This is where I cover my hands in it. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. So it's not as black and stark as you would think. So I'm going to try to do a panel down there now. I'm just going to push that down. Because that is on a slope. There. So I like that. Okay, we'll put that away for a moment. Now, let's think. Let's get our vintage photo. Oh, what have I done with the dauber? Oh, I think it's on the shelf. So I'm going to ink round Margaret Shaw. It's confusing because I'm doing Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. So I keep wanting to call her that. And this piece is quite big, so I'm going to cut it and separate it into 2 pieces like that. And let's just cut out any excess that we can. I can hear Paddy Dog outside. He's obviously trying to get in here. He's not happy with Daddy at the moment because Daddy's busy doing a bit of DIY. So Paddy's not too pleased about that. Especially when Daddy told him to stop whining because it's getting on his nerves and he couldn't think straight. So he's putting a cupboard up. I'm staying up here. Why do you think I'm up here crafting? What a mess. We won't go there either. So that's that piece. Yes, I always dread anything being done in the house. I've always been like it. I don't know what's the matter with me, but even if we had a workman here, I'd be the same. I always think, oh, I can't stand the mess. Can't face it. So I think probably a lot of housewives are the same, because we're all us women mainly are housewives, one capacity or another. We've all got homes. Even if we work and do other things like this, we've still got homes to manage. And you just feel sometimes, well, I do, that you tidy up and it all looks lovely and it doesn't last 5 minutes. That's how I feel sometimes. Okay, I'll just cut that piece out there. Like that. Maybe a little slither from there. Right, that's better. Okay. Just leave all the bits over there in a pile and they're easier to manage then. It's when I'm throwing them under the desk. Sometimes I do miss the bin. Right, so that's those. So we will ink round these. So if you can hear any banging, it'll be hubby downstairs. I did offer help, but he didn't want my help, so alright then, I'll come and do this video. one. And let's do this one. Must use some of my other distress inks. I always use Vintage Photo. It's a habit, I think. I do like it, though sometimes I like it a bit darker, but right, that we won't ink round. Now what we need to do with this is cut round this shoe as best we can. Now he's gone out the front, so Paddy's going to start shrieking, which is a horrible noise, so I do apologise. I have got the door shut. He's very needy, Paddy is. He does not like being away from us. If he knows we're in the house, he's with one or other of us, or both, depending on what we're doing and where we are. So that's the shoe. I don't think Margaret Shaw would have worn this shoe. It's too modern. That's that. And then this lovely clutch bag, which she may well have had something similar. Kind of Edwardian, I suppose, Victorian, early 20s maybe, I don't know, who knows. They used to have some beautiful things, all their beautiful gowns, beautiful hats. Well, they used to kill an awful lot of birds for the feathers, so that was something. There was an article in my RSPB magazine about that. Back in the day when they were indiscriminately killing anything that moved, I think, without any thought for the future. Just take that white glare off. Okay, so let's have a think about where we're going to put these. So see if she looks nice there. And then her daffodils here, so we can still see our stenciled piece. Thought it'd be nice to have another, maybe another daffodil down here, or maybe we have that one there, this one up here because it's taller. Okay, and then we've got the shoe and the bag. It's very difficult to add anything else to it, really. Don't know about this. If we put it there, not really going. I would know what that is. Very lovely lady, isn't she? What do you think of that? Just move those for a minute and have this maybe here, and right, that to me looks better. I think that's what we'll go with. So now I always say this and I have to remember where everything is because I forget and then I move it around, don't I? Okay, so we take that off and this, and we're going to put this down, and I think we'll use some art glitter for this, so it's going to be around about there. I don't feel guilty about using these tea bags because they are out of date. I had a box at work as well, and I did offer them to my colleague and she didn't really use them. She doesn't really like them either. So we'll put this here, I think. So yes, it goes from it's kind of the whole of the 20s really that her book is based on. I think she lived to quite a ripe old age. Very talented the ladies were then. I guess they didn't have anything really to do apart from running their homes and having children, if they were lucky enough to have them. I think they were brought up to do all these genteel things like needlework, painting and drawing, rather than be actually educated as such. Education back then was mainly for men and boys. So that's why we have some very talented artists from that time, like Edith Holden. That. Okay, and we will put this one down. I love seeing all the spring flowers and shoots on the trees and the leaves coming. It's a lovely time of the year when you see new life, isn't it? It sort of gives you a bit of hope then for the year. After a dark, possibly cold and wintry period of time. I don't like the dark nights when they get dark early and then we go to work in the dark and come home in the dark. And I don't like that really. So let's just give that a bit of a press down because it's got to stick onto that up there. Okay, and then I just wanted these positioned down here, kind of like that, as if someone was about to go out for the evening. Now I don't know whether I'm up to speed with the weeks or whether I'm behind again. I must work it out. I'll have to look at the calendar and try and work out what week we are in actually at the moment. I don't know if it's week 43. And there we have it. So to recap, I'll just pin this glue. Must order some more. Got through this one very quickly. Oh, can't get the pin in. That's it. Okay, so we have something that represents spring. So we have these lovely daffodils here. We have something ornate. So we have a nice ornate little clutch bag or purse, whatever you want to call it. We have a shoe, a very fancy shoe with a high heel and a T-bar and a bow on the front. Might be satin, who knows? So they could go together if someone was going out. A tea bag cover here. We've got the turmeric gold pucker tea bag packet, which was the cover for the actual tea bag. And then the bonus was a portion of photo or a photo. So I've put a photo of the lovely Margaret Shaw, author of A Country Woman's Journal. And that is really, really nice. So we will put a number on. So we'll put number 43 on. I might as well stencil that on, I think. Have I got stencils? Just let me check. my stencil box because it's already overflowing. Let's see, what have I got with numbers on? I know I've got the stamps, so you can always use those stamps again. But I seem to think I had a stencil with some that I've had a very, very long time, hardly ever used, unless I'm imagining it. Yeah, there it is, that one. So we'll use that one to change because we can stencil it. And keep that down behind me on the floor, there's nowhere to put it. So we want number 4 and number 3. So nice green or something would be nice, wouldn't it? Just get my inks down. So we've got the pine needles, that would be nice. I think that would show up. So now I'm going to do the 4 first, and I have to be very careful. I only do a 4 and nothing else. Oh gosh, that did not show up at all. I don't know if these are designed for actually stenciling with, or whether they're designed for let's use the small brush, using with crayons and things like that. Now that's got a nice lot on it, so that should make a difference. Well, it's not very good, is it? That was not a good idea, Susan. I know, that's not very good, but we've started, so we'll finish. And put 3 there. Well, the 3 is much better. That's okay. That will be fine. Okay. Let's just give that a wipe. I think these are the sort of things you use at school, aren't they? And Helix is the make of school compass sets and all that type of thing, and calculators. So yes, well, we'll know next time. Anyway, I will also write it on, so I'm going to write it probably here where I can see it. So hashtag CW Planner 43, and there we have it. So hope you like that. Trying to get it into the camera. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.